This tyrannical sawdust Rex. King Arthur came a lot, didn't he? One man wanted out. William Willis. French pirate, Napoleon Cumberbatch. The fearsome French emperor, the one that wrote all the poems and signed them Byron.
Yeah, that was his family name, Byron.
He was fascinated by nature. What happened in Norman's Land? Were only people that were called Norman allowed in there?
Well, it's not Norman's Land. This is no man's land.
What was up with the sewers? Did someone try to flush something that was awful?
No, the Suez Canal.
They experimented with a drug called Luzd, which made the users see and hear things that weren't really happening. It was the miners' strike, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Why was it considered minor?
It was a strike by miners.
Geometry, and of course the most Islamic-sounding one, algebra. Dark Ages sort of sounds like a symptom, doesn't it?
Do you mean the Dark Ages?
Why do Christians call that special book the Bible?
The Bible?
Provide the Islamic world with crucifixes. They called it Crusade. Being this very naked man, known as Michelangelos David. What was Renaissance? Was that a sort of 16th century ketchup? Beethoven was profoundly dead.
Profoundly deaf, D-E-A-F.
But one man changed all that. Italian sailor and detective Christopher Colombo.
With a ratchet inside.
Rat shit.
A ratchet.
They have the right to bear arms.
Correct.
But bears don't have arms. Thanks to Edison's pornograph, classical music could now bore an audience of millions. The man who made the first blockbuster automobile. He was named Henry Model T Ford. For bigger vessels led to the invention of the Titan 1C, the world's first single-use submarine. Physicist and professional tongue model Albert Einstein came up with his theory of relativity, E equals Mach 2, which to this day nobody understands. The average Russian was a pheasant, but he dreamt of being a man. Marx also had a vision, which he wrote down in a book called The Communist Manifesto. Today it's one of those books. Was the man currently starring in this photograph, Vladimir Ilyich John Lennon. Russia changed its name to USA, or sometimes What was the Soviet Union?
Well, I think you're labouring under a misapprehension, and you probably mean the Soviet Union.
A whole new conflict, World War Cold. Why did the Russians launch Spunk into orbit?
Well, first of all, when you're looking at Russian words, the name of the world's first satellites was Sputnik 1.
In the Cuban Missile Crisis, which was more dangerous, the cubes or the missiles?
You're thinking of the Cuban Missile Crisis.
That's one small step for man, one bionic leap for mankind. And hit the big time with a baffling, unofficial sequel to Ms. Pac-Man called Ms. DOS. WWW, the Web Wide World.